Hey YouTube, this is Josh with Tier 1 Survival, and today I'm going to make a video on water procurement. I'm going to cut my video down to 3 separate sections to make it a little bit shorter. But today we're going to go over catching water from rain using a rain poncho. As you can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but it is actually the top of a storm cloud, but the rain is all coming from that way over there. So, and it's supposed to rain tonight. There's a chance for it. So what I'm gonna do is actually set up my rain poncho, tie 4 corners up so that way it spreads out, and then down in the middle where the hoodie is, I'm gonna tie that up so water actually collects. Alright, so I'm just going to tie the first corner up here to this tree, break off some of these smaller dead branches. But for this one, I won't need a whole lot of paracord, so maybe about 1.5 feet. Just take my knife, cut it, take the short end, and I'm going to do, sorry, what I'm going to do is actually tie the 550 cord through this little grommet here. So I'm just going to tie it up around one of these branches to actually kind of give it a little bit of support so it doesn't fall down. So, and I'm actually just going to use a square knot. As you can see, it doesn't reach all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tie a bowline knot into my grommet side. So I want it pretty taut. We'll leave it loose on one side. So now I'm just going to make half hitches on this one here, alternating. Just got the front, the other side of the rain poncho right here. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but the goal is to have it similar to that, where all the water actually catches in the center right here, and we'll tie that up so that way none of the water leaks out. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to tie one corner of this to my old grill here. So I'm just going to let it hang like this, real loose. Having a great knowledge of multiple knots, various knots, is awesome. In the Boy Scouts we learned quite a few. One of my favorites was the bowline knot. So bowline knot can also be used as a survival kind of harness if you're injured and have to tie a one-handed bowline knot around you, up here on your armpits and shoulders, so that way you can be lifted or hoisted down from something if you're stuck up on a cliff or the rope is lowered down to you. But now, so I said I want a little bit of slack in this one, so one great thing about getting rainwater is you don't have to purify it or boil it. You can drink it right away. I'm gonna let this will probably set out overnight. Hopefully, shouldn't get too many bugs in it. So, and then I think tomorrow I'm going to actually going to go back out to the river, the one that was flooded on my last video, and show you a few ways of getting water through the sand, and then also using the sun and plastic bag and dirty water. So get this last one tied up here. Alright, so I've got all 4 corners tied up, but as the way it's looking right now, all my rainwater is actually going to start coming up here and just right down here and out. And I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tie up this extra grommet here to try and give it this little bit right here. And hopefully I can collect some of the rainwater down here. And I might actually lower those 2 points. Kind of a no-brainer, but when you have green 550 cord and grass, it's hard to see. Go figure. So we have a problem here, and it's actually a good problem because I can show you how to tie onto a rain poncho or something if you didn't have grommets. So what you need is, as you see here, this one right here sits a little bit lower than this one. So it hangs down lower. And I'm just afraid that the water is going to come out, and if it gets too much, it's going to just spill right into here. Because you see, they're about different heights. So what I'm going to do, if I can get my camera position right. So actually I found this small little rock. It's kind of porous. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of wrap my rain poncho around that. As you can see, the rock is right here. So I'm going to take my 550 cord and I'm going to wrap it around there a few times and then end with a clove hitch. So now I can tie this end up and I don't have to worry about, and I won't have to worry about my water leaking out if it gets too full. So you guys that are watching my videos, if you have any suggestions that you want me to make a video on, or questions, something you want me to show you, and if I don't know it, I'll try and find out and, you know, prepare and show you. So just let me know, leave me a comment of something you would like to see on one of my videos, and I'll make it happen, because I'm just making videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. Usually I try to. So we got this big open hole right here. That's actually the hood. So we're going to go underneath here. And this little pull string right here actually tightens up the hood. So as you can see, the once big hole is now small. So, and actually I could leave this open and let water collect down in here, and I might do that. But what I've also done in the past, and what I like to do for collecting the water, is just to have it all up top, and I'm just wrapping it around up here. Now I'm going to make a clove hitch. Get this plastic piece through. So there. So now it's nice and tight. Up on the top side, I'm sure we'll probably get some water that actually leaks through, but all the water is going to spill up into there, and I can pull these strings out. But so this is my rain poncho. I've tied it to this tree here, that small tree. I've actually tied 2 of the strings here to my grill. One right here, or I'm sorry, 2 of them up here. And then that 4th string there, follow that all the way up to that branch right there. Alright, so I've showed you how to set up a rain poncho. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You could actually put it in on the ground with some rocks just in the 4 corners. I chose to tie it up off the ground to keep some bugs and stuff out of there. So if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, just leave them down below. Hit that like button and please subscribe. If there's something you want to see in a video, just you know, make it in a comment and I will try to get it into one of my later videos. So, and then I will see you in the morning. Another good thing about the rain poncho being directly behind me, if you really needed to in the rainstorm, you could actually sleep underneath of it. and you'll still be dry. You could put a stick in the middle where we tied that hood, but you won't catch near as much water, but you could still lay underneath of it and still be dry. Hopefully we'll come out in the morning and find some good old water. So here's a little bit better picture of the clouds that are starting to come in. You can see the sun is off where the horizon's starting to set, but all over there, big gray storm clouds.